A cool breeze swept through the room, and Lyra reluctantly tucked her feet under the blanket. The weather was playing tricks. Open the window, and it's cold, close it, and it's so stuffy that there's no air to breathe. Sleep still eluded her, and she lay in bed, feeling a slight thirst. She didn't want to go to the kitchen. There was both the familiar laziness and an unwillingness to step into the darkness of the corridor. After a couple of minutes of lying in bed, thirst prevailed. Lyra put on her tiger-shaped slippers, which, though a bit cold, were very comfortable and, most importantly, allowed her to walk around the apartment silently, without the fear of waking her 4-year-old daughter in the adjacent room. She stepped into the corridor and instantly froze in place. This must be a dream, just a dream. Otherwise, how to explain that someone was rummaging in the kitchen of their apartment, locked with 3 locks? In the corridor, she distinctly heard someone murmuring quietly and opening the cupboards. Her bedroom was at the other end of the 4-room apartment, and lying in bed, she had dismissed these sounds as a draft. Despite the fear, taking the first step toward the kitchen, the realization that her 4-year-old daughter was sleeping in the adjacent room gave her confidence. Hurrying to the kitchen and pulling the door towards her, she froze in place.
Well, this one and this one, too, shouldn't be forgotten. I think I'll leave this.
A little bearded old man was bustling around the kitchen, filling a linen sack with various kitchen utensils. The woman immediately turned on the light.
Good evening, Valeria Alexandrovna. Why can't you sleep?
Strangely, Lyra felt no superstitious horror or shock. The sensations were as if she had known this old man for a very long time.
And who exactly are you, and what are you doing in my house?
Oh, scatterbrain. I keep forgetting. I am Zhadun, your household spirit. More precisely, I used to be yours. Your father made a contract with me for 10 years, paid everything, and at the end of the term, allowed me to take any items from the kitchen. We've had many conversations. Valeria Alexandrovna, I've given you advice in life and work.
Lyra immediately recalled the events of a week ago when, similarly, going to the kitchen to drink water, the idea of how to maximize the situation with buyers and production delays struck her. Such incidents occurred quite often. Thanks to a fortunate thought that came to her in the middle of the night, she assumed the position of CEO.
Why don't I remember anything?
Well, I keep taking your memories all the time. And today too. It's the way it goes. It's not proper for you humans to know about us. You'll sleep better. Hee hee. By the way, about sleep. I'm leaving, but the house is rarely empty, and now it will be guarded by Buka.
Who is that? A children's boogaman?
The household spirit chewed his lips and, turning a large wooden spoon in his hands, put it in the sack.
Well, whether a boogeyman or not, it's not worth angering him, of course. He'll protect the house well. Neither fire nor mischievous people, neither robbery nor harm are allowed.
Can't we extend the contract with you so that I don't have to deal with this Buka?
We can. Why not? Only in 5 years. I've been hired by another owner now. The payment is standard. A gold coin every 6 months. But you, Valeria, a woman with money, and for you, that's definitely an affordable price. Once you become my mistress, I will erase your memories partially, leaving general knowledge about me and that I'm helping you.
The household spirit hoisted the sack over his shoulder with a grunt and prepared to leave.
Wait, and how do I pay this Buka?
The household spirit turned around and looked at her strangely.
You don't! He'll take the payment himself. They really like humans. They wait until the owners fall asleep and start a feast, ensuring no one wakes up. It works like anesthesia for healers. Once they have feasted, they start healing the person. They can even completely regrow a hand or leg.
Fear chilled Lyra from the inside. It turns out that some creature will eat her every night, and she won't even suspect it.
Where is this Buka now?
Sitting in your daughter's room, waiting for her to fall asleep. Bukas don't particularly like children. They can see and hear them, so they have to hide.
As much as the woman feared, she would never allow any creature to harm her child. Clenching her fists in anger, Lyra rushed to leave the kitchen when unexpectedly the lights went out. She stopped as if rooted to the spot. Why did she come to the kitchen again? Oh yes, to drink water. Pouring a cup of clean water from the pitcher, she emptied it in one gulp. Some vague unease fluttered on the edge of consciousness. She decided not to dwell on it and try to get some sleep for the few hours left until the alarm clock rings.
Mommy, come here.
A quiet voice came from her daughter's room. Strange, it's 3 in the morning, and the child still isn't asleep.
What's the matter, my sunshine?
There's a monster under my bed. He won't eat me. Will he?
Of course not, my dear. Monsters don't exist. Sleep peacefully.
Closing the door tightly, she went to her bedroom. A very difficult day was ahead, and she needed to embrace the arms of Morpheus as soon as possible. The little girl pulled the blanket over her head and covered her ears with her hands. But it didn't help, and she still heard the fuss and intermittent breathing from under the bed.